ambaye ni Ledama. Asante sana kwa kujiunga na sisi hapa kwenye KTN News. Hapa ni KTN News. Tujafunga, tuko wewe. Tuko hapa hivi, ndio maana tuko hapa kuhakikisha kwamba watazamaji they understand what is going on, and definitely you've been keen to the President William Ruto's speech, and he has tackled so many issues. And I start by asking, of course he has cancelled deals to do with the Adani deals. What's your take about this?
I think, let me focus on the issue of the Adani deal. As a member of the Energy Committee, my focus even earlier on today was to make sure that any deals that we commit public resources, whichever way, whether we are allowing injection of capital or money into this environment, they have to be above board. And we are quite happy with the new revelations, with the new information that have come up on the issue of allegation of bribery, the issue of questionable. I think you should have seen the stocks of Adani Group. They trembled when in New York, Adani was accused of bribing officials, hundreds of millions of dollars to try and get big deals. We have been dealing with this issue, agonizing with this issue, but we are happy that now it's out of the way, and now we have to look at the issues of the complexity when it comes to legal issues. If there's any agreement that had been officially dotted, like the Ketraco deals. I know with the JKIA deal, the agreement had not yet been reached. There was sort of like an agreement to engage and stuff like that. But the real agreement on deliverables had not been signed yet. So we just have to deal with that. So it is now upon the legal team, the Attorney General of this country, to be able to go in and scrutinize all those documentation. One of our biggest pet peeves, and particularly myself, was that there was a lot of clandestine activities surrounding the Adani deals. So we are not sure whether the deal had already been signed or it had not been signed. So we want them to be able to come out in the open and share with the public. Full disclosure is very, very important. So today marked the beginning of cancellation of those tenders, of those deals. Now we have to walk the path to see whether there is any legal consequences and what it means for the country.
Right. Now, the cancellation of Adani deals is the latest from President Ruto's turn around on matters that Kenyans have raised concern about. We saw the Finance Bill 2024. He withdrew the Finance Bill after a protest, and also there were Kenyans who are pushing and saying no, this issue should be looked into. And now this is another thing that has been the Adani deal has been cancelled. Does it mean maybe that the president might not be listening to maybe wanavyosema kule mtaani ground labda wakati mwingine? Because this is the second thing that
you've asked a question and they say, mgema muwe na haki yake mpe. The truth of the matter is that this issue of the Adani deal was something which in Parliament we questioned. My colleague here in the National Assembly questioned it. I questioned it in the Senate, and we are happy that we are not oblivious. We are not the only visitors in Jerusalem. We know what is happening outside the world, that people are questioning these conglomerate. So now the big question to ask is this, and this is why I'm even happy that my brother has joined me, because there are things that we need to do. And the National Assembly are the ones who deal with the issue of the budget. Right. Okay, and you talked about the issue of the finance bill. My concern with my brother here is very simple. When it comes to the issue of the proposals for taxes, one of the key most important things that I hope that my brother will be able to delete from the budget is that 5% withholding tax for the e-commerce sites, because that is something which might end up forcing this country to be able to lose all e-commerce. A company like Jumia will close down, a company like Glovo will close down, other new companies coming up, young people trying to sell things online. There's no way you can be able to withhold taxes. Imagine somebody is already selling you, let's say, a box of milk at 600 shillings. Then you add taxes. If suppose the milk, but in this case, milk is not taxable. I'm just giving it as an example. And then you collect the 16%. But the supplier, you still have to withhold another 5%. That is something that I'm hoping that the National Assembly, and the good thing is that my brother here listens. Because it's something we talk about. These are the debates. These are the debates that we talked about, because if he doesn't, those are the consequences. So there's an issue of intended consequences and unintended consequences. So in this case, if he doesn't listen and he does away with the 5% withholding tax, the unintended consequences is like the e-commerce, which had seen a growth of about 16.5%, will collapse. So really, those are some of the things we are doing. So in this case, what the president did today, he showed that he listened. You know, he observed what is happening around the world. And that's a good step, don't you think?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.